25 News Now at 10.
Good evening, and for joining us, I'm Karina Garcia. University of Houston Victoria President Bob Glenn had a medical episode during the first ceremony of UHV spring commencement Saturday morning at Faith Family Church. The provost took over the commencement ceremony after Glenn began feeling unwell. He was escorted out of the building by first responders and was transported to the hospital. The ceremony began at 9 a.m. and the incident occurred around 10:30 a.m. The Victoria County Sheriff's Office SWAT team, along with U.S. Marshals, arrested two suspects Friday. That's 31-year-old Michael Henderson. He is accused of firing a weapon at a person Tuesday night in the area of Jean Avenue in the Shady Oak subdivision. Henderson is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. As a result of a search warrant leading to Henderson's arrest, 47-year-old Christopher Gregory was also taken into custody. Gregory and Henderson are both charged with manufacture or delivery of a controlled substance. They remain in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of a $40,000 bond. A cockfighting ring was busted by the Goliad County Sheriff's Office in collaboration with Operation Lone Star Task Force, the Bee County Sheriff's Office, and the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. Authorities arrested 63 people, 45 trailers, and 8 trailers were impounded. Several guns were seized, and some people were charged with unlawful carry of a weapon, engaging in organized criminal activity, and cockfighting. 25 News Now reporter Adarius McCormick spoke with Jeff Bouknight, a candidate in the District 30 race, who explained why he's best fit for the role of representative. Bouknight spoke on his plans for a, quote, all-in approach to border control.
It gives Texas the right to deport illegal immigrants and return them back to the border. It's those out-of-the-box thinking approaches that we need to continue with on the state level as the federal government refuses to do their job.
Bouknight is no stranger to this area or politics. He served as the Victoria mayor from 2021 until he decided to join this race for District 30. His main goal, as he said before, push the federal government on border security. Bouknight believes the Biden administration has not done enough. We also discussed his thoughts on the book ban conversation's impact on the First Amendment.
Someone's going to come back around and say the Bible can't be in the library. And so you have to stand on principle and stand with the First Amendment even when you don't agree with the content.
He and his opponent continue on a path of mudslinging. Louderback questioned Bouknight, if Jeff Bouknight is willing to go this far to win this seat, what kind of man would he be if he has the power to come along with it?
We started on the positive, and my opponent chose to start going negative. I've really never seen what he's going to do for the people of the House District.
Both Bouknight and his opponent, AJ Louderback, will speak at a forum next Monday night in Cuero. The forum will start at 6:30 in the Cuero American Legion Hall. And it's time to talk weather on this Sunday night with meteorologist Trey Mining.
And thank you, Karina. Happy Sunday, everyone. Sunday night, that is. Temperature 79 degrees. Feel like 83 degrees even after 10 o'clock at night with the high humidity 88%. Moisture in the air, clouds in the air. Also, rain will be also in the air at some time. Maybe tomorrow, more than likely, and could be some severe thunderstorms possible in that mix. We'll give the details on that coming out later on in the full forecast. We'll take a look. Back to you, Karina.
Trey, thank you. The federal government wants to stop the spread of the bird flu virus on dairy farms, so farmers will now get paid to test their cows. The bird flu outbreak in dairy cows was first announced back in March. 42 herds in 9 states have been affected by this outbreak. The government plans to spend nearly $200 million to test cows and dairy farmers to try and understand how widespread the problem is. So far, just one person in Texas tested positive for the virus during this outbreak, and the only symptom he had was pink eye. So here is your viewer poll this evening. You can scan that QR code right there on your screen to vote tonight. The question is, are you concerned about the bird flu virus? 19% voted yes, and the remaining 81% stand at no. Thank you for voting. We want to hear your opinion. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part, and we're going to have an update tomorrow, or rather on Sunrise with Carolina Astrain. Now next, or tonight, as we reach the end of the school year, school districts are bracing for a massive round of teacher layoffs. Schools have already been dealing with declining enrollment as inflation continues to become an issue. But now federal funding passed during the pandemic is set to expire.
Tonight, school districts from coast to coast bracing for possible teacher layoffs.
As opposed to conducting the business.
Tensions running high in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Dozens rallying against the school board's decision to cut teachers.
Say, when will we know if this is going to happen? And do it directly and clearly so I can go to sleep tonight.
In Hamburg, New York, district leaders approving a budget that includes layoffs for 20 employees, including 13 teachers.
The last thing in the world we want to do is lay off a single teacher, a single maintenance mechanic or custodian or teacher aide. We need to make sure that our revenues, our enrollment, our staffing are all in balance. And this budget does that.
And in Los Angeles, America's second largest school district, mounting concern for what budget cuts could mean for the city's teachers and students.
It's unfortunate and disappointing.
A critical factor in some of these budget battles, $190 billion in federal pandemic relief funding approved in 2020 and 2021 that some districts used to bolster their staff, now set up to dry this September.
The federal funding is coming to an end this fall. Another reason is increasing inflation costs and costs of things like healthcare and education. And another reason is declining student enrollments in our K-12 public school systems. So this kind of combination of factors has really created the perfect storm.
And experts say students in lower income districts could feel the brunt of these layoffs. But look, this fight is far from over. The National Education Association, the country's largest labor union, is demanding that state, federal, local leaders come up with a solution that serves both educators and their students. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
After 14 years of faithful service, the mayor of Cuero announces her retirement. Sarah Postmeyer will officially retire tomorrow. Postmeyer is proud of the progress the city has made over the years, but is now looking forward to retirement life and the benefits it will bring.
I'm looking forward to not looking at looking at the calendar and seeing a blank space and not having 4 or 5 different things that I have to go to. So that'll be a different world.
Cuero City Council member Emil Garza will take over the mayor's position once Sarah Postmeyer steps down. Postmeyer plans to continue to live in the Cuero community. Alrighty, grab your cell phone and scan this QR code. Watch us anytime, anywhere to get breaking news alerts and vote in our viewer polls. Learn all about our ongoing contest right there on the app, and you can also submit news tips, videos, and photos. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today Plus. Hit that like button and click that notification bell. For now, stay with us. We follow third-party candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s presidential campaign. That's coming up next.
Okay, on the outside, we're seeing cloud cover around the entire Crossroads region. Some light rain already beginning to gather to the west of Beeville. This will be moving into our area during the morning to afternoon time tomorrow. With some thunderstorms in that mix, some could be heavy. We'll take a look coming up in your forecast.
recipient of a genetically modified pig kidney transplant died nearly 2 months after the procedure. Richard Rick Sliman underwent the transplant at Massachusetts General Hospital in March at the age of 62. Surgeons believe the pig kidney, received as a medical milestone, would last for at least 2 years. The Massachusetts man was the first living person to undergo the procedure after a previous transplant from a human donor had failed. The team says there was no indication that he died as a result of the failed transplant. Now to Washington for the latest on the presidential race. Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was able to get his name on the ballot in another state this week, leading both of the major party candidates to strategize.
Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is officially on the ballot in a handful of states, including the battleground state of Michigan. The Kennedy campaign says it's collected enough signatures for ballot access in several more key areas.
We will be on the ballot in all 50 states.
Polls show that Kennedy could take support from both of the major presidential candidates. Members of the famous Kennedy family have expressed they're fearful his candidacy will hurt the Democratic candidate, many of them publicly throwing their full support behind Biden.
What an incredible honor to have the support of the Kennedy family.
Former President Donald Trump clearly feeling threatened by a third-party candidate as well.
I'd even take Biden over Jr. because our country would last about a year or two longer than it would with Jr.
Earlier this week, Kennedy made headlines for a medical abnormality he experienced in 2010 that he says was caused by a worm that entered his brain and then died. He also says he experienced mercury poisoning around that same time.
Yeah, in 2010, I was having brain fog and I was having trouble with word retrieval and short-term memory.
Kennedy says he's made a full recovery, but his revelation reignited a bigger conversation about whether or not presidential candidates should disclose their medical records. They are not required to do so.
Apple Store employees in Maryland voted in favor of authorizing a strike. Issues at the forefront of the move include concerns over work-life balance, unpredictable scheduling, and inadequate wages. The date for a work stoppage has yet to be decided, according to the union, which represents Apple's retail workers in Maryland. An Apple spokesperson says the company will engage with the union respectfully and in good faith. For more on today's news stories, come to crossroadstoday.com. Don't forget to submit your birthday wishes. Carolina Astrain and Parker Cox will read them live on 25 News Now Sunrise. You can also submit a local military hero so we may recognize them. And now here is Trey.
All right, here I am and bringing you warm temperatures in the 70s, almost 80 degrees area-wide, 80s along the immediate coast. Very warm and humid. Rain chances tomorrow. Let's talk about it coming up. And good Sunday evening, everyone. Hope everybody had a great weekend. And cloudy skies still prevail across the entire Crossroads region. But look at this, kind of a little bit of a false echo, but a little bit of rainfall is in this mix right here. Kind of zips in the last couple of frames here. That'll be moving gradually into our region here, coming especially over your day tomorrow because we have the moisture in place, so that the winds continuing to bring that conveyor belt of more moist air into the Crossroads region. Front to the north will make its way into the Crossroads region coming up by tomorrow afternoon or so. And that's the lifting mechanism that we need to lift this moisture up, build clouds skyward. And the ingredients are there, not anything too widespread, but the ingredients are there for potential heavy thunderstorms, and some of them could be reaching severe limits. So there's a risk of severe weather coming up for your day tomorrow. We'll take a look at that here momentarily in the graphic. Temperatures right now, near 80 degrees, low 80s along the immediate coast, which is typically warmer this time of night, and it certainly is. 81 degrees in Seadrift, 79 degrees in Victoria, and the low to mid 70s getting away from the water, Hallettsville, Gonzales, and Yoakum this hour. So warm and humid on the outside, no surprise there. 91 degrees was the high today in Victoria, low 73 degrees, above normal for our normal high and low. And well, almost 3 degrees from the record, which was set back in 1964, 94 degrees. Nowhere near that. Maybe some areas west of Victoria may get close to that coming up for your day tomorrow and the foreseeable future, because it's getting that time of year where it heats up pretty rapidly. 1/100th of an inch of rain, just a little small drops there. That's all that was recorded at the Victoria Regional Airport. Hopefully we'll be able to get some more. Here's what I'm talking about here. This is the severe storm risk for Monday. It includes all the Crossroads region. Of course, you have very isolated to scattered from areas from the Rio Grande Valley to Laredo and around to the hill country. But our region here, coming from about Beeville or so, including Austin, San Antonio area, Victoria into Houston area, has a scattered variety of rain showers and thunderstorms that could potentially get to severe limits. So we need to watch weather tomorrow. Be weather aware as you go around your day. Of course, we'll keep you informed right here if anything does head our way. Future temperatures starting in the 70s and staying that way. Not much lower than they are right now because of the wind, cloud cover, and humidity in place. As we go toward your 10 a.m. on Monday, 81 degrees expected in Victoria. Heating up pretty nicely. Look at this. Very hot temperature, especially away from the water from Victoria northward. And 95, 96, 97 degrees out of the question from Beeville, Karnes City, and Nixon, running the air conditioners all over the Crossroads region, of course. Benefit of the sea breeze along the coast, keeping those folks a little bit cooler. Port O'Connor to Port Lavaca, as we see those humidity levels still quite high, but the temperatures feeling a little better because of the sea breeze. Speaking of that, here it is coming in off the Gulf of Mexico. Winds off the Gulf. That means humidity in our area here, and certainly we have that in place. Cloud cover as well, and the winds will be almost calm by the time you wake up early tomorrow morning in the overnight. Now I'm going to run this model all the way through here for your day on your Monday and see a difference here. Look at this northerly winds coming in by about 12 noon, 1, 2, or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Why? Because there's a weak front moving on through, and this boundary right here will be the catalyst of getting some rain showers and thunderstorms going that could be on the heavy side. We're watching weather developments as it continues to move on through, and it won't be lasting too long. The winds turn to the south coming up by about Tuesday or so, return the humidity levels. I mean, we won't see much of a difference, but you'll definitely tell a little bit of a difference after the front passes. Future tracker, maybe a few spotty, I'm trying to say. I say rain showers here and there, especially along the coast, early in the morning time. By 10 a.m., seeing the activity increasing from Victoria northward toward Hallettsville, and especially up there in the hill country. And the front gets closer to us by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Here's the boundary line. Remember, I showed you on the wind chart there, and the boundary line is there with numerous rain showers and thunderstorms. Some can be on the severe side, not out of the question. Not all of them, but some of them will. And things will begin to improve rather rapidly by the time we get to 12 midnight on your Tuesday. All push to the east, and we expect sunny skies on that day, Tuesday, that is. Watch weather developments at Barquero. Scattered rain showers and thunderstorms there in your forecast. Highs in the 80s. Victoria, about the same. Cloudy skies, scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. High about 85 at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Port Lavaca, benefit of the sea breeze, cloudy skies all day long. Dodging rain showers and thunderstorms there. And extended forecast for us, well, alert day for your day tomorrow because of the severe weather threat. Be weather aware, watch developments. Another rain chance on your Thursday, another rain chance maybe on Saturday and Sunday with highs near 90 degrees. It's that time of year. Lows in the 70s. Take a look at this right here. This is the QR code. Get your smartphone, scan the code you see right there. They'll take you to a web page. You can download our app. News, weather, and sports at your fingertips. Very easy, convenient, free of charge as well to stay connected with us. We've got Zach in the house with sports.
Thank you, Trey. The Houston Astros in action trying to take their series against Detroit. I'll have all that coming up in sports. The Astros in action earlier this afternoon in Detroit, trying to take their series against the Tigers, and scoreless ball game until the 6th inning, courtesy of Kyle Tucker, now a major league leading 13 home runs this season. That's going to make it 2-0 Astros. The Astros would then tack on to that lead in the 7th inning on a base hit from Jake Myers. Houston ends up scoring 9 runs in the ball game, all of them in the 6th inning or later. Justin Verlander was vintage JV for Houston, 7 scoreless, allowing just 2 hits. And of course, he started his career in Detroit. That is his 101st career win in Comerica Park. Here in the Crossroads, Victoria East took their series against Sharyland in 3 games. The Titans moving on to the regional quarters. They get Brownsville Veterans Memorial, game 1 Friday at 7 p.m. All games will be at Cabinet Stadium. Another big series is going to be here in Victoria, Ganado versus Shiner. Those two are district rivals. They were both competing for that district championship. Now they meet again, 3-game series. Game 1 at Riverside Stadium Thursday at 7 p.m. And we had 2 state champions in the Crossroads today, both in the same county. These are the ladies from Hallettsville Sacred Heart, the Lady Indians, TAP softball champions, and they were celebrated when they returned home to Hallettsville. And the other team in Lavaca County, Shiner St. Paul. This video taken from the Facebook page of Texas High School Baseball. This is the final out of their state championship game. They too were greeted whenever they returned to Shiner with a citywide celebration. Congrats to both of those Lavaca County teams on bringing a championship back to the Crossroads. In the Eastern Conference semis, the Indiana Pacers and New York Knicks hit the hardwood. Knicks up 2-1, but the Pacers made sure not to go down 3-1. Indiana throttles the Knicks. Final score 121-89. The series now tied at 2 games apiece. The Pacers had 6 players in double digits going in. For those teams not fortunate to be in the postseason, we had the lottery. The Rockets will be selecting number 3 overall, and the Spurs number 4 and number 8. So 2 great draft picks. That's it for your sports. Karina, back to you.
Things I can stay with us coming up. Gobblers on the loose in New York. Manhattan has really gone to the birds. A wild turkey has been seen walking around Midtown's Park Avenue foraging for scraps of food. The bird also has a favorite tree nearby where it likes to sleep. It's not known where the turkey came from or how it even got there. And while it's rare to see a turkey in Manhattan, it's not the first time it's taken up residence there. A local wild bird organization intends to capture and relocate the animal to a safer location. Yeah, I can't imagine it'd be safe for a turkey to be.
Definitely not. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Good to Gobbler Nation.
Meet Ruby.
Exactly. There you go.
Looking at the weather, well, it's not too bad. 50% chance of rain tomorrow. Some of those storms could be on the heavy or severe side, so be weather aware alert day for your Monday. Nicer for Tuesday and Wednesday. Another rain chance on Thursday. Highs near 90 all week. Lows in the 70s. So make it a great one.
Alrighty, thank you, Trey, and thank you for being with us. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Have a good night.